Hello, fellow Fumblers, and welcome to another episode of the Film Fumblers podcast, the show where four friends fumble through your favorite films. Today, we are going to be reviewing The Thing, released in 1982 and directed by John Carpenter. So without further ado, my name's Adrian.
I'm Jay.
I'm Taryn.
And I'm James.
All right, boys, let's shoot it.
Oh man, I almost forgot about that.
You got him.
Oh, wow.
How do you
Shoot
almost
him.
forget about the most?
I don't know.
That's a
Let's do it.
thing. That's a thing in this
Cheers.
show.
Cheers.
Quick on
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, nice. Quick on.
Whew. So I finally am not shooting gin. I bought a handle of Tito's finally, and
Nice.
man, dude, that is smooth.
Telling
That is
you, bro.
easy to shoot.
Very good.
I'm telling you, I didn't even chase that. Whew.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. That was George Clooney's tequila, the Casamigos.
Oh,
How is it?
Very smooth. I really like it. I want to get some more. It's the Blanco, so
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know he made tequila.
he does. Him and some other dudes. I don't know their names,
Dude.
but yeah.
Well,
So
I mean,
many
one up
famous
you
people
here.
make. So many famous people make so many spirits. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm drinking
Just
the Rocks tequila, bro.
See, there you go.
What's up, Terramana?
And
Hey,
I
did
ha-
you? Speaking of, didn't you get like the Snoop Dogg wine that was like
Oh
some
yeah.
weed wine or something?
It's
No.
not weed, it's just a California
Oh, it's not
red.
weed. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I thought it was
California
like.
Red. It's
Dude, I
through
tried that
19
the other day.
Crimes.
dude.
Have you guys had 19 Crimes? It's just another one of those. But
Mhm.
it was good. Did you like it, Adrian?
I really liked it, and it's got his face on the cork, which is so
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Dude, the coolest
Uh,
Yeah,
part,
it's a good one. It's a good red. It's like $12 too. It's super cheap.
the coolest part is
Yeah.
you can AR Snoop Dogg's face and it fucking raps or something, right? Or it tells you
What?
something.
What?
Bottle.
With your
So
phone? Wait, how do you? What do you? What
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
do?
yeah.
What
Through your phone
premise is
screen.
this. The 19 Crimes is supposed to have like different prisoners or people who did like dastardly shit. And so each bottle is a person that did that. They give you like a history of them. And they're named after like somebody, from back in the day. And so if you use their app, all of the bottles have faces on them. And so when you use the app, it like ARs the label and the face comes alive and talks to you and tells you like facts about the person and shit.
That's terrifying.
really cool.
Holy shit.
It's
That's
cool,
fucking
but
cool.
Snoop Dogg's is just him saying shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like success for the best. Like, just shit like that. It's
We
sick.
got
Oh,
people
man.
in the chat saying it's a gimmick. It's some gimmicky trash.
It's
stuff.
gimmicky.
It's a cool
for
ass
sure.
gimmick.
But the
But it's-
wine,
yeah.
it was not bad for $12. Like it's not
Yeah.
gonna break the bank, and it's a decent red blend.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
so we also had the Post Malone. What is it, Mason 9? Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A few months ago. Well, I'm not like a big wine guy or anything like that. And I don't
Mhm.
know. I liked it, but I wasn't rushing out of the store to
Yeah.
go grab some more.
It's like a super dry rosé. It's not my style, but
Bottle's cool at least.
the bottle is
Bottle is-
cool. Post Malone, fuck it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about The Thing.
Oh, do you want to? Can we just keep
Yeah,
talking
I
about
think
alcohol?
I think that's what our show's called. Well, it is also called The Fumblers, so we're fumbling through these drinks.
We coming in hot on this one, or like
A little
where you
bit.
guys? How you guys
A
feeling?
little bit.
Me and James are coming in off a nap.
Yeah. I did take a nap.
The film
Yeah.
slumbers.
The Fumblers.
You guys took a
Um,
nap, you woke up in the same shirt. What else?
I think this was a really fitting movie to recommend Taryn. So Taryn recommended this movie from our last Marbles he won. Dude, this movie was perfect, I think, because
Great choice.
great
Yeah.
choice because it's creature feature, it's launching into the new Halloween season, but also Among Us is taking like the gamer space by storm.
Yeah.
And this has so much Among Us vibes.
Yeah.
I like couldn't even watch it without being like, "What were you
Yeah.
doing in Electrical?"
Yeah.
Clark is sus or
And so
whatever.
like that was
Yeah.
okay. So what's your guys' relation to this movie? Have everyone's here has seen it before, right?
This is my first time. Yeah.
Oh,
Dang.
really? Okay.
Oh,
Like I think that I had seen it. No, I definitely know that I've seen it before because I know that like Taryn, Little Man, and everybody just like really had this movie in super high regard, like
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah.
high school days, and I think we watched it, and I watched the movie, and I was like,
Okay, dude.
I was kind of just like, this is the thing. Okay. And so I remember that feeling that I had when I first watched it. And I had that feeling going, and I was like, fuck, it's going to be that movie that's just like everyone loves, but I just can't get into.
Yeah. Well, that's how like freaking everyone viewed this movie when it came out in 82. It was not necessarily a successful movie at the time. A lot of sci-fi movies aren't, though. To be fair, like in the box office, it's not, you know, there are the few ones like Star Wars and stuff that just have the name. But this one was like not a complete failure. I think the box office was about 15 million and the budget was 15 million, the box office was like around 19 or so.
Yeah. And so this was like, it was interesting because this was like the dark side of aliens. And so this movie was put up against the grandiose E.T., right? Which is like the family-friendly alien, the alien that like saves everybody and heals everybody. I haven't seen E.T. in so long, so I'm not picturing what it's about, but you know. So it was like these two stark contrasts, and like and you know, E.T. wrecked everything during those times, you know. So not really like that much of a failure on the Thing's part, in my opinion, you know. Like they did something that was totally unseen, right? Is it safe to say that the shit that they did was unseen? And if I don't know, you know what I mean?
I think it was released in a difficult time, like 1982. There was a recession going on, and like E.T. had just, like you said, E.T. had just came out, and like the alien in E.T. is the victim, and you're just like, oh, you feel so bad, this poor little alien. This movie's like, fuck no, like the aliens are gonna fucking destroy us, and they're terrifying, and it's just like, I don't know if people were ready to see something like that at that time.
Yeah, and Alien, the movie Alien came out like 3 years before
79.
this. So I wonder if people were just like,
oh,
I've seen this shit before. I don't know. Maybe not.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't even like get the relation to the two. So I haven't seen Alien in such a long time too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, the flip to the like whole ET thing is like this. A lot of people thought that this movie was doing just gore to be gory. Like they felt like, this is just like a super, you know, extreme thing, and then there's nothing.
And it is extreme. Right?
I agree totally. It is, but I think that there's more to it than it just being extreme. Like it's not just like a Saw. I feel, you know what I mean? Like Saw to me feels like gore for gore type stuff.
Yeah.
The more recent Saws, I think the original Saw was, which was my pick, by the way.
I love the original.
Yeah,
Saw.
The original Saw was going to be my pick, but you know, I felt like that was more, you know, it's very gruesome, but yeah.
I
Anyways.
mean, when you hit like Saw 9, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's literally all gore. They call it gore porn. Sorry, guys, but that's what they call it.
That's what it's called. I mean, to be fair, are there many successful movies where you see 9 of them and you're like, yeah, let's keep doing another one? Even Star Wars at this point, we're like,
True.
Okay, dude. Hey, wait. Okay, yeah. No,
am I wrong? Like, is that
like okay? You can't say Saw 9 is like Star Wars 9. You know, at least there's some story. With Saw, it's literally just about torturing people, right?
Fast and Furious did the same thing, in my opinion, too, where it was like, okay, how many times can I watch? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. You get that classic thing like the Bond films. You just have that name behind it.
Okay, that's actually
you can run with it, and especially if you're doing it between different eras, it's just like at that point it's a different interpretation of kind of the original material, I guess is what it would be.
Yeah, we're on track with Jumanji for that, so look out for Jumanji 3 next time.
I heard Jumanji wasn't that bad. Or we're not gonna go into Jumanji.
I was gonna say, didn't you like it, Jay?
I haven't seen the new ones.
Okay. I thought one of us had seen it and they liked it.
But
no.
Yeah, so all right, back to the Thing. Just right away, I think the music is so fitting for this. Like right when you're throwing in, like you're thrown into it, it's just dum dum. Like just the bass, that like deep bass line, it just
Like a heartbeat.
brings you right into it. It brings, it does it so
Yeah,
well.
dude,
Yeah, like a heartbeat.
I just assumed that John Carpenter did the music for this because he's a fucking amazing musician and does a bunch of other movies. But
Oh, really?
Ennio, what's this? How do you say it? Ennio Morricone? What do you call him? The
He
guy
sounds
who
like
did
that, yeah.
Fistful of Dollars that we did recently. Such a different fucking take, dude. So
Oh,
wait,
I
it's
didn't
the
realize
same
that.
guy?
yeah, he's a legendary fucking composer.
Oh,
Wow.
That's interesting.
shout out, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, shout out to the guy. Yeah, opening scenes, Morricone.
Morricone, there you go. I
Is
was waiting
an
for Alonzo to
Ital-
tell me I was wrong
he's
in
the-
chat.
he's
I was
the-
like, oh no.
He's an Italian. He's the Morricone.
Morricone, bro.
I fucked that up again. Anyways,
Yeah.
the very first scene, I was getting mad. Shining vibes. It's just
Me
they
too,
really
dude.
they really set up the. I mean, it's a trope. It's a trope at that point where it's just like you see how vast and isolated you are. Like it's a horror trope throughout all horror films. Like, you always have to be alone. You have to be in this desolate place, and oh fuck, you just see the white snow, and that's what's cool about this movie is that it like that's where new horror films failed. Where
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I just thought of the A24. Yeah.
Yes.
I literally just thought of
Very bright. Very bright.
It's very bright. It was very bright, and most new crappy horror films, they go dark from the beginning, right? Like it's very bleak and this and that. But this one is it's very bright, and then it gradually becomes dark, and the fire and stuff like that becomes the light eventually. But it's just masterful.
Yeah, and to just take it to the whole tropey, they're in the middle of nowhere. It's just like watching an 80s horror movie, finish your drink anytime they say cabin fever, right? Like that's just such a recurring thing, people isolated and they go crazy and then they start
stir crazy. Yeah.
Well, I've seen this movie probably like 3 times, maybe 4. I've seen it kind of a lot now that I think about it. And I totally forgot that there was like a spaceship, like a
Dude,
whole
yeah.
Okay.
That was
the
so
very,
weird.
very beginning,
It
or
was in the super beginning. I was like, wait, what? They'd say
In the
this?
beginning and during the movie, I totally forgot about
yeah,
that.
it was
too.
like building the spaceship from spare parts of a helicopter and a tractor. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
And-
all like so to the side in my mind, in my memory of the movie, that when it came up, I was like, oh yeah, what the fuck, aliens? This is what this is. Because it doesn't feel that way. It's like we were comparing it to literally the movie Alien, but I could see, aliens in the general sense, but it doesn't feel like aliens to me. It feels like, I don't know, it's something weirder. It's like it's almost virusy. But
Yeah,
like,
It's
exactly.
a parasite. It needs a host,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
Yeah, dude. When I first saw that spaceship, that shitty fucking CG or whatever, I was like, damn, is this movie cheesy? Did I forget something? And it's like, it was just that. It was just that. Thank God.
So like I said in the beginning, where I was like, these dudes that made me watch this movie back in high school. I was like, right when I saw the fucking cheesy spaceship, I was like, oh my
Here we
God.
go, dude.
I was like, I was just like, I'm not gonna fucking like this movie. I had a bad taste already, and obviously, I'm glad that I stuck through it. I mean, I have to stick through it, right? I wouldn't be on
Dude,
be on this cast if I didn't watch the whole damn thing. But
that's totally fair.
Yeah,
totally fair.
I was thinking, I feel like if they took it out, it would have been a lot better, maybe. Like, I don't think they needed that.
Did they need that? Because I feel like all of us are in agreement. Seeing that super cheesy, I mean, was it as cheesy in 1982?
Yeah, it was probably way cooler. They were like, damn, check out what we fucking did.
Yeah, but seeing it today, maybe to be fair though, that was probably the only part that really didn't age well.
Yeah.
The effects were very practical and it worked.
Oh God,
that part was really on the nose, which is kind of mind blowing when you see like how they went about doing everything else. It was just kind of like why would you do that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why would you do that when everything else was almost perfect? I mean, I'm gonna say it's perfect, right? Everything
I
else,
agree.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
dude, like think about it. The intro shot, I mean, what in my head plays as the intro shot, not the spaceship, is two Norwegian guys flying a helicopter,
yeah,
literally trying to snipe a dog.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, that is an interesting opening. You don't need the spaceship,
yeah.
right?
Everyone
That
loves
would
dogs,
be
right? You
crazy.
wanna shoot a dog.
Exactly. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
And it
must
just
be the
goes
bad
from
guys.
there.
yeah.
Yeah, they're speaking a language I don't understand. They're the bad guys.
Okay, yeah, but going back to that was
It was
yeah.
the 80s, man. What do you
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say that's kind of racist.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Going back to like this movie doesn't feel like an alien movie, and that's what this movie does so great is because you're more scared of the humans than you are of
Right.
the aliens at that point where you just get this insanity of just going back and forth between each other, and it's just like, what would you do? What would you do?
Yeah.
And you can't act too brash because
Right.
you're probably
You're
the
sus,
bad,
bro.
you know, you're sus.
Yeah, it does
And
such
you
a good job at playing with that, where it's almost a murder mystery in a way, but
Yeah.
it adds this sci-fi element to it that I think was really, really original. I don't, granted this was based off of the story by John Campbell, and that was in 1950, like the 1950s. It was like The Thing from Outer Space, or what is it? I can't remember
I don't
exactly what it's
remember.
called. But
yeah,
it's
there's a book called something, and then
It's,
there's the
Who
movie.
Goes There?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
That's
that's
what
Who
it's called.
Goes There is
Yeah.
the book, and then there's the Thing from Outer Space, which is
okay, right.
from the
Is
50s.
this the same John Campbell that wrote the book that Star Wars is based off of?
Oh shit, is it?
Star Wars and like most movies in general? Is this the same guy?
I don't even know what book you're talking about. I want to know now. What the fuck?
It's called The Hero with 1,000 Faces.
Hmm.
All right, we need to know
Do not,
right
do
now.
not know.
No, it's Joseph Campbell. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Campbell,
the
but
Campbells. They're
different.
doing a lot. They're making great screenplays and great soup all over the place. But
Yeah, different guy here. But yeah,
Not a
interesting.
sponsor.
not yet.
Campbell's chicken noodle.
I love you, Campbell. No, but yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, I think if it was just the practical effects, I don't know, maybe this movie wouldn't have aged as well as it did. But just adding that other mysterious element, where it was just like, this isn't just a horror, this isn't just a sci-fi, this isn't just a movie with great practical effects. This is gonna have like some who fucking done it and who is it element to it.
Yeah.
That was really, really well done.
Yeah.
Yup.
Jacqueline was like pleasantly surprised. She was like, "What?" She was like, "This is really good." And
Has
and,
she
and
played Among Us yet?
she hasn't played Among Us, and I've been saying, and I told her, I was like, "Dude, this movie." My wife, yeah, I call her dude. I was like, "Dude, this movie would be like 10 times better if you played Among Us." Because when I was watching it, I was like, "Dude, this is a totally new." Okay, here's my new thought for a game mode in Among Us, where instead of two people killing people, they infect the other people with the symbiote or whatever. We're going
And they
Spider-Man
walk
here.
around like as
And then
them.
they walk around as them. No. So like once you get infected, you have to switch to the other side and be
I
like, "Oh
see.
yeah, no, I'm good."
Yeah,
Like, because right, that's the thing where
That's
the
cool.
That's
the
crazy.
That would be
symbiote
cool.
would take over your body. So like say like Jay was the symbiote, he went into me, and then I'd be like, "Oh no, I'm good," and then but I'm a symbiote, and like we
and
would
you
have
can
to.
start
You
sabotaging.
have to like be
Yeah.
imposter mid game.
Yeah.
That's a really
That would
good
be hard.
idea.
It'd be a lot harder to
Nobody
balance.
dies. I mean, you would have to vote people off. I know we're going way
Yeah.
off.
If you've never played the game,
But I thought I was like, ooh, there's some good shit here. I was like,
yeah.
But anyways, side thing.
No, it's super relative to the times, right? Like, so if you've never played the game, Among Us is basically like it feels like a board game when you play it,
Yeah.
but it's a video game, and you basically spawn into a spaceship where one person is the imposter, the rest of the people are crew members. They have to do tasks, and the imposter tries to kill the crew members, but you can't talk to each other while you're playing. And then when a body is reported, there's like a discussion. It's like a debate, and you try to clear yourself or interrogate people.
And that's how there was a scene in the movie where everyone was just there, just like pointing the finger at each other, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is literally a
dude."
So I was like,
I was laughing at some of the parts,
good.
man. I was like, "This is too real now." It's so good.
How do I know it's not you? And then it was just like gun to the face, and it was like, "It might be." But it was just like, oh fuck!
It was so good, and like the whole scene where somebody there's like sabotaging the sabotage of the blood samples. Yes. I was like, okay, there's only 2 people with access to the keys, but somebody could have lifted that, and it was just like, it's so fun. It was like way more fun to watch, I think, now specifically. Did you do that intentionally, Taryn? Did you recommend that?
Yeah, I said that.
Well, the third map in Among Us, has mad Think vibes, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's in a snowy area, like, and even when you're an imposter, like sometimes you use your little tentacles to like kill somebody,
to shoot through.
And so there's like stuff like that, but
they pay some homage to this.
Yeah, good.
So,
yeah.
And honestly, okay, like I might say that playing Among Us made this movie that much better.
Dude, I wonder.
If I didn't play Among Us, the score might be a little bit lower. Not gonna lie.
But not by much, right? Or no?
I don't know. I'm so recency biased right now. Like I can't tell.
I would say
I wonder.
But
yeah.
But it did raise it.
But it enhanced it. It enhanced it.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like,
yeah, it made the movie so much more fun. I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just like, that happens in Among Us. Like, it was just so fun to watch.
Yeah,
trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, it was so fun to watch, dude.
Speaking of Once Upon a Time, when they bust out the flamethrowers, I was literally in my head. I was like, do they just use flamethrowers in good movies? Is that all you have to do? It's just good. So there's a theory, but no, that was awesome.
Did you just call Once Upon a Time good?
Yeah, I was like,
you can go back. You can listen, and I'll shit all over that movie. I'll shit all over it.
Okay. It was good. Like, wait a second. Did we just do some revisionist history here?
No, I'm not saying it was a perfect movie. I'm just saying you throw a flamethrower in it, and it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And James I thought say about that movie that anyone who liked that movie was an idiot, or rated that movie high was like an idiot or something, and then I'd like immediately give it a 9.75. If you guys want to see us really getting into the weeds of fumbling, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Bad Times at the El Royale are hard to listen to for me because I was blessed.
Those were our very early episodes that were not filmed live. So we when we do this live, we have to be under wraps, right? We're not editing anything.
We just can't control it. Yeah.
Those episodes are highly edited, and there's lots of controversial stuff that was probably cut out.
Well, it's just like trying to herd a bunch of like toddlers into a room and
that's the thing. We were all in the same room.
Like, it was pre-COVID. Yeah.
And it got pretty wild. There's more than just those two. A few of those get a little rowdy.
Well, those two specifically, I remember.
We have an unreleased episode, which is Gone Girl.
Dude. And speaking of, that movie came out like on this day, however many years ago. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't know.
That might be like a special Patreon content where you guys can access that episode. We haven't decided yet.
One day.
But man, or we could just redo it. I don't know.
But I'm sorry.
Anyways, we're fumbling tonight. What are we talking about?
Let's talk about how fucking cool Kurt Russell is, dude.
Kurt Russell is a fucking cool guy, and I didn't really realize that so much until I started watching. Because has he done like anything super super cool in the past?
Yes, dude. Oh my god, he is like top 5, maybe 3 my favorite fucking actors because of all these cool ass movies, dude.
No, I'm saying it like recently. Like this is why I don't know.
He's really cool in the Hateful Eight, I think.
He's in the second. Wait, he's in the second.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
He's in the Nice Guys, right?
No, that's Russell Crowe. Different Russell.
Russell Crowe. God,
Okay,
they always confuse me.
Yeah,
me too.
What else is he in? The China one?
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
Escape from New York, dude. That movie fucking kicks so much ass.
Dude, Big Trouble in Little China. I watched that recently with you, Taryn, or like this was probably last year, but
Sky High.
So fun.
Yeah, dude. I love this fucking guy, man.
I couldn't help but be enthralled by the both the black dudes. I thought they were way cooler than Russell Crowe. Just like when it was just like very superstitious. Like I was just okay,
roller skates. Like fuck
They were roller skating. Like they were so like chill and relaxed.
It was a fucking vibe.
I don't know. Russell Crowe was like way too serious. He literally got pissed because he lost to Commodore.
Just ruins a fucking computer.
He's just like, let me just like pour my drink into the computer.
He ruins he ruins the only female character in the fucking movie.
Oh my god!
What? Oh, he straight up calls her a cheating bitch. I was like, oh, dude. I was like, relax, guys. So yeah,
like the first time you see him, right? Like that's the first thing you see him.
That's the first like dialogue in the movie is the computer saying like night to whatever for.
Yeah, so I was more like and the other guy, the guy last guy who survived, what was his name?
Childs.
I just loved his badassery. I thought he was more badass.
He was really cool.
His voice is so fucking cool.
Dude. And I hadn't watched the movie in so long, so I was just kind of like, this guy's gonna be bad. I was like, no. I was like, he's kind of like.
I was waiting for the.
I was like, he's the
only
one. The only one holding it together in this whole fucking thing. Like even Russell was like, well that was really cool about this movie. It's just like everyone's fucking losing their shit. It's just like no one's fucking sleeping. Not a single person has slept for like fucking 7 days, dude. I'm like,
insane.
Does this movie go on for that long? Like, what's the time span?
It's a couple days, I think.
It does
at least a couple days.
That's what took me out of the Among Us stuff. Was like, oh shit, this is real. Imagine trying not to sleep and then people not sus at the same time.
Yeah, Kurt Russell has a line. He's like, "I'm a light sleeper." Like that's like one thing that he says.
Yeah.
But Keith David, I could not think of where
his voice, dude, so familiar.
He's in so many things.
His voice,
he's actually hard to pin down.
He's in a lot of stuff as a voice actor.
Is he in like anything Halo related?
He is the Arbiter in Halo, dude.
Yes. I was like, something from Halo is coming from me.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you for. Oh man.
Right.
And the other.
This is sad.
What?
The thing that I recognize him from is Agent Cody Banks.
Oh my god.
The movie. Do you guys remember that shit?
Yeah.
Frankie Muniz, right?
Yeah, it's Frankie Muniz.
It's like a Disney Channel movie or something, right?
It's like a young. It's like a James Bond for preteens. I don't know.
James Bond. Yeah. Isn't that Spy Kids?
That's true.
So yeah, shout out the other two things. The big things that I recognize his voice. He's the president in Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
And none of you guys will get this, but in Mass Effect, he's a big character. David Anderson. He's one of the like military guys. I was like, I can't believe I don't know. It's crazy that I recognize his voice 30 years before any of this shit came out. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same exact voice. When I heard it immediately, I was like, oh yeah, I know this from somewhere. And I was thinking Halo vibes, but I thought maybe he was just a big actor in other things that I'd seen.
Dude, that's awesome that he was in Halo.
That is super cool. Yeah.
So trying to figure that out, I looked through all of the things. I didn't look at the voice acting stuff, but I saw there was a lot. But I looked through all the film and TV, and he's done so much. It's actually hard to figure it out. It's crazy. And that's when I realized, holy shit, 1982. I recognized the face, not necessarily the voice, but it took me a minute to put it together. Who is this guy? Because I've only seen him as an older person.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. From literally 40 years.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Oh, another thing, little fun fact here. He actually broke his hand during the shooting.
Oh, wow.
And so they were like, "Oh, you should take some time off and then we'll shoot after." And he's like, "No, I want to be there. I'm gonna go with my fucking broken hand and act." And so what they did is it was all swollen and gross. They put a glove on his hand and they painted it the same color as his skin. And in the first half of the movie, his hand is like conveniently not in the shot at all.
Oh my god.
So until the second half, Keith David.
Childs.
So the second half of the movie, he shows his hand, but the first half,
that's crazy.
And it was literally broken.
Damn.
Speaking of hands, okay, so they, so when the doc, I don't know if it's the doc, he goes and he touches the guy, I don't know which guy, and he gets his hands cut off.
Oh my god.
That was actually a replacement with a guy who actually was missing both of his hands. It was a double.
Was it double amputee?
Yeah, it was a quick swap with someone who actually had no hands.
That's good.
I think that's what I read. It could be lies, but yes.
Which character did that happen to?
The doctor.
It was the doctor who was doing the he was doing the defibrillator.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it just
and the stomach just opens up because it doesn't get shocked. And then,
which was so crazy. So that was what's so fucking cool about like this alien, this thing. Like it was just like it had no
defined features. Is that
what it had no defined. It had no defined ways of how it's gonna fucking kill your ass. It was gonna choke your ass. It was gonna eat your ass. It was gonna chop your hands off in the stomach. Like it literally was just eating whatever. Like it was
indiscriminately fucking you up.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
So that also just that takes us into the makeup effects, which is just huge in this.
Insane.
Rob Bottin, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Yeah. So RoboCop as well, right? Like he's been.
Oh, really?
RoboCop, which is another movie that we've done in our previous episode. So check that one out. But great movie too.
That's cool.
In
Dude.
Alien,
great practical effect there.
Really, this guy's a fucking legend.
In Alien, he's Total Recall. He's a legend.
Oh my god, the effects of Total Recall, dude. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's great.
Special effects. I mean, if we're gonna go here, we're gonna go here. To me, he was the star of this fucking movie, dude.
Oh yeah,
those special effects, they made me feel uncomfortable. From the first time you see like
the dog,
tentacles and it's all wet and fucking liquid and shit, it's gross and it makes you feel gross and you're like, what the fuck's happening?
It's insane.
It's so good.
Seeing the dog's face split.
This movie had like a lot of fun things to really dive into. Okay, so like the visual effects were really great, but not just the visuals, the sound, the special like sound editing that happened. I saw something that they got egg yolk and they put towels in the egg yolk and were just like meshing that around to kind of like to go through the organs and stuff. The sounds were disgusting. They were like, they made you writhe. Like it was
whenever they were doing the autopsies, just this thing and then just grabbing
it's
shit.
just so gross.
Pulling out organs, like holding all that, and it's all slimy. Like
they used apparently they used real animal organs for the autopsy.
Oh wow,
what?
That's gross.
Yeah.
Maybe unnecessary.
I think it's very necessary.
No,
that's just like,
I'm like
that's what cuts this movie out from the rest. Like it's just
wow.
You don't get that now.
Yeah.
Well, obviously,
I was gonna say, I wonder if CG would have the same effect this does, dude. I feel like it might not because it's so fucking real, man.
I think that's what made me feel the most uncomfortable.
You do CG now because you don't want PETA knocking on your door for
having animal organs. Yeah. Why are you harvesting so many animal organs?
No, but that's kind of why I think the spaceship stuff is out of the mind because you're just the visual effects. I mean, it's 1982; they're not that good, but the practical effects. Holy shit! Like even in today's world, I don't even know if I've seen a movie in the last 10 years that did practical effects like this.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so expensive though. That's like the shitty thing about why it doesn't happen. It's like,
dude,
just make it better.
The budget. I talked about the budget a little earlier. $15 million for a movie in 1982. To put that into perspective, I believe 1978, the original Halloween was like $750K. Like horror movies at the time were under million, like in the hundreds of thousands, nowhere near the millions. This movie had a huge budget, and a lot of that went to making the practical effects as well as they were, and it worked.
Did it go to?
It shows.
Did it actually go to the practical effects, or was it?
There was a big budget for the practical effects. I don't know that a lot. It was over $1 million for sure. I think it was like 1.15. I want to say, but
because I was wondering, just because they were filming in such a harsh environment, they didn't go to Antarctica. They were in Alaska actually for a lot of
Juneau.
A lot of there was a ton of filming done in LA. A lot of the frozen scenes where like a lot of people were like breathing heavily and they were frozen. It was actually filmed in freezers in LA. Yeah,
cool.
So they would make just some kind of sets inside of freezers just to get the legit like
fog, like icicles on the beard and shit.
Yeah.
It's almost like method acting in a way where they're just like, let's make the actors not have to work as hard and just make it fucking cold, right? Which I appreciate that, like when directors make that decision for sure.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about makeup effects. I mean, just a little bit more in the acting. I think it was good. I mean, you see a lot of stuff from the 80s and before where a lot of it's cheesy. There was no point where I was hyper aware of the acting, so that's a good sign that it just flowed right. It was just like, this works.
Agreed.
Dude, shout out to the dog's acting, dude. I was like so impressed.
About that.
You know, rest in peace, that dog. That dog's dead probably now.
Oh, yeah.
But going back to, we were talking about the spaceship. So was the only problem you guys had with the spaceship was the initial landing of the spaceship? You guys like the spaceship in the ice caps and stuff like that?
I did, for sure.
Yeah, that part was good. That's why
bother me.
So unnecessary to see the initial.
Yeah, I feel like they could have cut that out and still like reveal the spaceship later and be like, oh fuck, aliens.
True. Yeah, I totally dug the spaceships in the movie, both of them, and I don't know, it just felt, the beginning scene just felt really different from the rest of the movie. It almost felt like I was watching like Paramount Pictures, how they do animation before. I was like, oh, this is kind of an interesting one, and then it was like, oh, here's the cast, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
Did you guys?
It was cool.
Did you guys?
But that's practical effects too, right?
Dude, the Thing logo? The Thing logo? They like burned some, I don't remember the story, but they like burned through some fucking screen.
Wasn't it like in a fish tank or something?
Yeah, something crazy, dude.
Like a fish tank covered with garbage bags, and they like burned the logo out or some weird. That's
so
cool about being so creative with doing this shit.
Like the whole thought of that is bullshit to me. I'm like, who the fuck thinks of this?
Right?
And like now you can just fucking render that shit in 15 minutes, and they probably were like sweating hours over that shit. That's insane.
Yeah, so cool.
That's insane. So did you guys see the 2011 prequel to The Thing?
I meant to, but no.
I definitely did, and I saw it in theaters with, I thought,
I was there.
A couple of you,
I was there.
I have not seen it.
So this is the prequel. So it basically gives you the entire Norwegian side, and they add
a female starring cast, right?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead as the main actress. She's like the American scientist there. But basically the entire movie leads up to the very point where the dog runs away and is like getting shot by the helicopter and stuff.
Nice.
But
that's super cool.
I don't know. I was just asking. I don't really remember anything about it.
I remember I had not seen The Thing any of them, and I remember when you and Jay went to go watch that movie, James. When you talked about, you're like, oh, they did a lot of like homage to the original, obviously, right? Because it's a prequel. But like you specifically mentioned the axe in the door, and I remember seeing that axe like when they're going to the Norwegian camp. You see the axe in that door, and you mentioned that. And I was like, oh shit, like I'm sure that they show that in the 2011.
You remember me saying
Yeah,
that?
I
remember you saying
That
that.
was 9 fucking years ago.
That was 9.
Yeah, I know. I remember you being like, they had some cool like nods,
Dude,
Yeah,
so
so I had the forethought
So-
to make make
I
notes.
didn't
of
even
something
remember
like
that
Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in the fucking
Oh
movie.
my
I
God.
literally no recollection of it.
I don't know why I remember that. It was just one of the things that I was just like, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I remember her.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not gonna, that's a good thing. But also, that's not her only weird, like, scary, quote unquote role.
She's
Right?
in Sky High, isn't she? Jack.
She's also in Sky High?
No
With-
way.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty sure.
But she did 10
Cloverfield,
Cloverfield
right?
Lane. So,
Oh,
same
dude.
kind of.
Okay, so 10 Cloverfield Lane. That the spaceship scene reminded me of that. Like, because like, they like have a lot of that, or maybe that's in the Cloverfield paradox, where there's a
Well,
spaceship kind of going through the Earth's atmosphere. And
I've only ever seen the first one. Are those ones even worse?
dude, okay, 10 Cloverfield Lane is really good. I think
That
it's
is good.
way better than the original, and it's better than Cloverfield Paradox, which was okay. It was like more of the sci-fi element of that, of like being on a spaceship and everything. But 10 Cloverfield Lane, I think, is good, and that probably would have been my movie if I had won the.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's got John Goodman in it.
But is that not the sequel, or wait? I'm sorry. Was it
They're just
prequel?
in the same
Sorry.
universe.
It's in the same universe. It's not necessarily. It's a standalone.
don't
You can watch
connect.
the movie without.
Okay.
Yeah, they connect in that they're like living in this like world with these.
My dad really likes that movie.
It's good. It's a good movie, and
It's
I
really
feel like
good.
it's fitting too for just the whole like quarantine kind of thing where you're
It's perfect.
hunkered down. Yeah. But maybe
wasn't this movie sort of kind of like the quarantine, dude?
A little
it
bit.
felt,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it had that.
So when the doc's running the numbers on the computer, and he's just like, "There's going to be 2,700 hours before
Yes.
Yeah.
before
It takes over
before
everyone.
it takes over the entire world." Like it's like he's like first contact with human. This and then like and it's like it's such a good thing that they're in Alaska. That's very they're very isolated and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Antarctica. What did I say? Yeah.
Alaska. But yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Part of that was like, it was hard. I don't know. So during the day, I work with computers kind of a lot. So like when I saw that, I was like, how the fuck did they get a computer that you can just be like, okay, I'm going to figure out how long this thing is going to take over the earth with. But it was a cool scene still. And what I think that they did good there is like explained what's happening, how it's working, why this is a problem, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Which I think would normally be annoying in a movie. I feel like they're hand holding and stuff, but kind of worked here, maybe because it was in 1982 and it was kind of cheesy but interesting.
Yeah, for me, like I wanted to be like, okay, that's unrealistic. They showed the virus cell and then the normal animal cell and then the virus cell, like that animation of it taking over the normal cell. This is really cheesy, but I was like, I'm not gonna be that nitpicky. Like, it's 1982.
Right.
I need to, they're gonna go there. And it was the same thing with like the percentage chance that one or more people are infected is 75%, and it was like,
right,
okay,
there are two imposters among us.
There are two imposters.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
yeah. It's good. I mean,
it raised the stakes. I thought, dude. I was like, the whole world is fucked if this gets anywhere, dude. Like,
I was just like, once I saw that, I was like, holy shit! I was just like totally coronavirus. I was like,
exactly,
it's crazy that this thing is just like isolated.
A little worse, yeah.
Which was
higher mortality rate, I think. Than
yeah. Which was funny because like you had the one dude, was his name Harper?
I can't remember a lot of their names.
I don't remember there was a lot of characters.
He was the one sitting there that they burned his blood, and then all of a sudden he started fucking flipping out.
The hippie guy.
He was kind of a hippie dude, and he was like, "Yeah, man, there's all of South America is full of fucking aliens." Basically, is what he's kind of saying. Is like, he's like aliens taught the Incas everything they know. Which was very interesting because like Antarctica is extremely close to South America. There's that little hair that goes right
Farm.
into Chile and those southern South America countries, but
Right.
which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's like you think
and
it's a
for some-
conspiracy, but he has like maybe he's like right about it, or what do you mean?
Yeah, he's probably right about it. So
Oh,
like,
that's
there's
cool.
aliens in South America too. For some reason, aliens can't fly that well, and they just keep crashing into Antarctica.
Happens. Yeah, and then they go like hundreds of miles into the ice and the earth, and
That southern pole is strong, dude. They just get attracted to it.
yeah. Oh man, what else was I gonna say about that?
Palmer. That was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in like it was almost like a little thrash metal vest or
Yeah.
something. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so dude, a couple of the a couple of the characters. So Kurt Russell's character nickname was Mac, right? Like Mac Ready. That was his. The other guy, Windows. It's like Mac and Windows. It's so funny, but it was like 1982, so it was before like that controversy or that whole like thing. But I was like, that's hilarious.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too because I thought his name was cool, McCready or whatever.
Yeah.
And he felt almost like McCree from Overwatch, like again.
And he had this similar like cowboy kind of.
Exactly. Even the hat was weirdly cowboyish.
He was
So
in the
cool,
helicopter
dude.
with the hat. I was like, why is he wearing this hat? It's so weird.
Love it.
He was getting on his horse, man, and flying home.
Saddling up, brother.
Yeah. No, but it but there's cool things there. And again, that's another throwback even to Fistful of Dollars, right?
Dude, an interesting connection, maybe slightly with Fistful of Dollars. For as far as casting went, they were considering Clint Eastwood for McCready,
Oh, geez.
and then also Harrison Ford. Like they had those actors in mind, which I think both of them would have done well. Like Kurt Russell, did amazing, but I feel like Harrison Ford or Clint Eastwood would probably have done pretty well as well.
Yeah, they definitely had a type when they were casting this
character.
Yeah. I saw Carl Weathers was almost a child's, and I was like, I don't know if that would have worked. He's a little
okay.
not as serious.
Carl Weathers is
he's the guy from Rocky.
Let's see.
And he's in The Mandalorian. He's the guy in The Mandalorian.
Oh yes.
Okay. Reading Rainbow.
I could have seen that.
Rainbow. Might be.
Dude,
I could see.
Imagine Harrison Ford got casted, and then they got some other asshole to be in Blade Runner, and it was never good. I don't want to live through that.
Man.
I don't want to live that time.
Terry doesn't want to live in that universe.
No, Kurt Russell was going to be casted in Blade Runner, and then it's just like
it would have been a lot funnier.
Wait! Didn't this movie
Blade
come
Runner
out like
1982?
Same year? Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it like the same fucking week or something? These movies were in theaters at the same time or some shit. Like
Dude,
really?
the same day, same.
No way! Why would you do that to yourself?
No, I know,
June
but like
25th.
both of them didn't do like extraordinarily well in the box office. Right?
I feel like
Cannibalize each other,
no.
dude.
No, it's like people who did marketing back in the day fucking just fire them. Like they fucking sucked. Like they didn't
Not even
see
in October, dude. What
they
the
were just
fuck?
like, fuck it. Oh, there's a movie about this friendly alien. Let's make this fucking other alien movie and just release it and just.
Dude, what a week for movies, though.
Yeah, E.T. was the same, right?
E.T. was 2 weeks prior. I think it was pretty close. Like pretty fucking close.
Let's see. I'll look it up. We were talking about this is an interesting side note. The budget of Blade Runner was $30 million.
Holy shit.
Double.
And it made 41.5, but I don't know how it was
So
received.
30 million and 41. That's still not like a massive success. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I wonder if that's due to just like Harrison being in another movie after Star Wars and that kind of stuff. Like he's got the name. You go out and watch that movie.
Well, Kurt Russell. When did Kurt Russell's career really take off? It had to have been before.
It wasn't his first. It was like one of his first movies. This one was. I think.
Okay.
It was definitely after this. E.T.'s release date, by the way, June 11th. So 2 weeks before.
Yeah. Okay.
And budget was 10 million, and it made much more than that. Let's just say.
What is it?
192 million.
God
Holy
damn.
shit. A blockbuster.
792 million.
So I'm sorry.
And again, it kind of goes into the
E.T.
whole
Oh,
it goes into the whole, America's going through rough times through a recession, and I read that 1982 wasn't around, but it was like people wanted a nicer movie, and that brings us into today. 2020 has notably been a shit year for the world. We're going through a global pandemic. How are we feeling about movies being released now? Granted, it's been difficult to release a movie now, especially in American theaters.
Where's our ET?
But how do you guys feel? Consuming new content? Do you guys want a happy-go-lucky to distract you, or do you want something to be like, no, let's fucking get into the nitty-gritty and let's show the darkness?
I don't think I got affected. But
I like to watch a lot of All Gas No Breaks, right? It's like a alternative media. This guy basically he drives around in an RV across the country and goes to a bunch of crazy shit like
the Flat Earthers,
the Flat Earth Conference, right? Sturgis Rally, the Super Spreader COVID one, all that shit. And he just interviews people, and it's super interesting to me because I get to see this side of society that I wouldn't normally see. But for Jordan, for example, if I put that on, she gets stressed the fuck out. She does not want to see that stuff, which I understand. But for me, for some reason, it's so addicting. I need to know what's going on over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
that's okay. And that's why Borat 2 is gonna be fucking balls to the walls, dude.
It's gonna be a smash.
It's gonna show the deepest, darkest, nastiest crevasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said crevasse, not crevice.
Crevasses.
It's gonna show the nastiest bit of American culture that we've ever experienced.
Yeah. So All Gas No Breaks is kind of like Borat, except there's not really a character.
Trolling people.
A guy who's literally just asking people questions. Yeah. But yeah, it's really nuts. But outside of that, I do like doing all the movies that we do on the show. I think that no matter what they are, it feels good to me to just watch a movie for the sake of trying to pull it apart and talk about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it being COVID really boosted this movie too. It has that same feeling. There's this weird parasite-ish thing going around, and it definitely made you think about it a different way, I think.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know how long you want or how far you want to get into that, but I was going to say for video games it's a lot different in that sense, because it's when Animal Crossing came out, everyone was like, thank God, something light that we can just sink into. And then
so wholesome, so carefree.
When The Last of Us Part 2 came out in July, people were like, do I really want to fucking play this insanely dark game about basically a virus turning people into zombies and shit?
Okay.
It was a big thing when it came out.
I was thinking that we were more fucking hardened to it. So I guess in a sense that we're still
well, I mean, yeah, we're four dudes in our late 20s that it's we're not an accurate representation of what box office performances are going to have, right? And so I think that, and we're also we're really into movies, so it's I don't know, we're kind of on a different we're not representative of the overall society of the random average moviegoer. We're kind of a little bit more involved in it, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the theme of movies really affects me. Pertaining to COVID and stuff.
I'm not over here wishing for the happy-go-lucky, the I don't know.
It is nice though. I've actually noticed when we watch something really fucking just jolly as fuck, it's damn, I haven't felt that in a while.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm down for anything. I'm down to get even lower.
Yeah, because I'll notice that for myself when I'm watching content that, for example, Black Mirror. Have you guys watched Black Mirror multiple seasons or
No,
is an
because it's too real, man. I'm like, I don't want to do
it's
this.
an emotionally draining show. I watched all of the seasons of Black Mirror before COVID when the world was in a better place relative to today. And it was like, God, this is like taxing. Like it's hard to watch. So I could see people being turned off by that and wanting to just do something like play Animal Crossing, you know. Makes sense. It makes sense.
I mean, like the last movie we did, it was just like it was exhausting a little bit for the sense
the
of
devil all the time.
Yeah, it was literally the devil all the time. It was just like, it was like
nothing good happens.
Well, even the Florida Project, you know.
Geez, we've been in a depressive state for months.
Yeah, man. And then we're watching Halloween 2007. Granted, it's more fiction and doesn't go as much into.
God, okay. Next week, guys, whoever wins marbles,
pick What We Do in the Shadows. Just do that.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I was gonna say Nightmare Before Christmas would be jolly. Almost literally because Christmas too.
Yeah, Old Boy before that. It's just like, we've been in like this
deep
dark. Wow. You know what? I'm not even. I don't know.
I think we're all learning a little something about ourselves today.
Because remember, I was asking. I was like, "Yo, let's get in some dark shit. Let's bring it in."
Yeah, bring the darkness. Man, when's our last? I mean, Mulan. Even like the happiest movie we watched recently, we hated.
That was even more depressing than half the movies we've seen.
True.
Listen to our review on Mulan where we ripped that movie to shreds. No, we weren't that. Well, we didn't have a lot of good things.
Didn't go hard enough. Just kidding.
Yeah,
probably.
Maybe we didn't. Yeah. I agree.
But yeah. So yeah, what else? What other kind of rounding thoughts are we thinking about The Thing? 1982.
We barely touched The Thing.
I know. We've been all over the place tonight, guys.
I don't know, but I think all of it, and like that's very telling of this movie is that like it could create conversation about so many other things. Like we talked about we talked about practical effects, we talked about sound, we talked about acting, COVID, just the state of the world during different times. Like, and this movie brought all of that up. So there's something to be said there for sure.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think it is probably more relative to today than it was when it came out, I would say. Just because of all the things that it kind of has influenced and all that stuff. And like not only that, but how popular those things are, whether it be a video game or a virus or whatever. Like that's just where we are right now, which is kind of cool.
And this thing is like it's a product of its time, but it inspired so many different things out of it. I mean, if you're not a video gamer, like what was that game you were playing, Taryn?
Carry On.
Carry On, yeah.
I thought of that so much during this, dude.
Totally, just like this little symbiote that's just like a spider web thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like this scene with the dog with the tentacles coming out. Like you're just that the whole time.
You're that this game. And like I don't know. Like maybe you probably don't see this movie being referenced a ton in other movies.
Yeah,
but like in other pop culture, like it's very significant. Like this movie just does things that was just underappreciated at the time, and I think that if I would go back and I'd live in that time, this movie might have been too strange, too weird. This is one of those things that grows and ages well with time. It's not something that's this brand new thing that's just so strange, and then once you compare it to just the practical effects, it's
ahead of its time.
It's just insane.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, 82 blows my mind. I thought it was like later than that. Insane.
Yeah,
that's like 40 years ago, right?
And they use a lot of animatronics, right? Like there was like they used some like kind of robot stuff for like the heads and stuff like that were like all robot
crab
head.
thing.
Oh man, that so creepy. The spider thing where it has the
Oh yeah, that has some Toy Story vibes there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
right.
Sid's room.
Sid's toys, the Sid's creations. Ugh,
Yeah.
gross.
But the weirdest part for me, if we're talking special effects wise, was when towards the end of the movie, they're trying to like blow up the generator or the whole, where the ship is and all that shit.
Generator's gone.
The generator's gone. Whatever. Yeah, they're down there. They're setting charges, and then one of the characters, I forget his name, gets basically like taken. I don't know, by the guy who's infected, and he puts his fingers like in his face.
Oh yeah, that was
was weird.
gross.
That was weird.
That was weird because the whole movie is like tentacles and shit spurting out of bodies and like gory and like splashing everywhere. But this was literally just his fingers went into his face and he like dragged him across the ground.
Yeah, brutal, dude.
It was crazy.
And that was what was crazy. Is just like like I was saying earlier, like the thing had no way to fuck you up. Like it was just it was gonna figure out a way, which was just like brilliant on the designer's mind. It was just like, let's find some bullshit ass crazy thing to do to just how crazy can we get with our thoughts? Can we make this work? Can we make this look crazy?
Surprising.
Yeah.
And the whole fingers in the mouth kind of thing happened at an interesting time too, because we had already seen so much gore and so much disgusting tentacle things happen before, and it was almost like the fingers in the mouth was scarier in a way because it was very real. Like it was just like
the dude's
you
still
could
alive.
see somebody pulling, like you could see that happening, and that's how it would like kind of look, right? It was very close to reality, and that's maybe what made it like almost more disturbing in a way.
Yeah.
Dude,
So it was done at an interesting time.
Yeah, I love that it was at the end of the movie because, like you said, you've seen crazy shit like dogs split open and tentacles flying out and a literal head that becomes like a spider and like run. It's crazy. And then you just see like hands in a face at the very end.
Yeah, it wasn't all gory or anything. Like it just felt like
exactly
this could be
Top to the hand, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was like, we're gonna give you all this weird tentacle shit that's gonna be ahead of its time, but then here's another thing at the very end that's gonna be even further into the future. Like here's some weird shit. Go ahead, take it. And that was like, that's what sealed it for me, honestly. When I saw that, I was like, this movie is fucking cool.
That is
nice.
All right, so we've talked a lot about a lot tonight, and I think this movie really sparked a lot of cool conversation. So I think now is as good a time as any to jump right into the reviews. How we felt, where this movie sits on 1 to 10. Can you fumble? I think you could have a couple drinks on this one. So who wants to take over first?
I'll go first since I kind of jumped in already with that.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
So yeah, this movie's fucking cool. It's the practical effects are the star for me, but the story is actually pretty good, and maybe that's because of COVID, and maybe that's because of how popular Among Us is right now. I'm not really sure, but seeing all these things tied together is like actually it doesn't give me like a, I don't know, I'm not like happy-go-lucky, but I'm like, this is cool still. I like this. It makes me feel okay. Just seeing, maybe it's our same situation, but exaggerated a million times. Like, oh, it could be worse. That kind of thing. I don't know. But it's really awesome. And for me, all things considered, especially that it came out in 1982, this is an 8.6. And you can absolutely fumble if you want. It's fun. It feels fun. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. 8.6 out of J, and you can fumble. Anyone else dying to go next?
I'm dying.
James.
Face
Take it over.
Okay. Yeah. Echoing the same sentiments as Jay. Just the mad Lovecraftian vibes, just like the octopus kind of crazy shit with all the practical effects is just insane. I think really, besides the practical effects, is just the way that they create the tension and the weight between who is real, who is human, just the tropes. They play well. They play well. Everyone's secluded, and you're in this environment where everyone is absolutely fucking exhausted. Like everyone's just at their wits' end. It sort of kind of reminds me of The Lighthouse, where everyone's just kind of loopy as fuck.
Yeah.
And the tension is there. The tension is there when you're just kind of pointing the finger at anyone. And I hadn't seen the movie in a while, and I was really like, is Kurt Russell, is he the thing? Like I was just like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about gripes. Gripes with the movie, I think you kind of, I don't know if you really need to know, but it's just like, what are they doing there? I think it kind of got lost. Like, what is the whole ragtag group doing in Antarctica? What's the general thing? What are they looking for? I mean, you obviously see the Norwegians, they looking for aliens, but what the fuck was the Americans doing? I think that gets lost a little bit. I don't think I really need that. Just a kind of random gripe. And that kind of goes with, why the fuck does everyone have flamethrowers? Why the fuck does everyone have dynamite? Like, what are we doing here? Like, were we expecting to fight aliens and all this kind of crazy shit?
So funny.
Or were they using flamethrowers to like burn away ice and stuff? I don't know.
That's so funny, dude. I was gonna say they're just fucking scientists, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, and then you're like, but why do they have explosive shit? And I was like, oh shit, I don't know.
Heavily armed.
They're like heavily armed, ready to go to war, and I'm just kind of like, okay, dude, chill out, bro. I'm just kind of like, why? I mean, that's just like crazy. And you know, flamethrowers are fucking cool. Dynamite's cool. Those are all real practical effects that you can bring into 1982, which is you know, they probably were like, you know, these are easy things that we can bring action to the movie and all that kind of stuff. So my nitpick might not be super valid, but I just thoroughly impressed. When I first saw this movie, I did not vibe with it. I remember specifically being like, these guys are really making me watch this movie. I was just like, okay. Some of the practical vibes were good. Some of them were bad. I think the blood was very gelatin, but maybe that was alien blood. I don't know.
Maybe I think it was alien blood. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was alien blood. But 8.3.
Okay. Would
Really,
you have a drink with this one, or
would I have a drink with this one? Sure, why not? I mean, it's a fun one. It's a fun one. There's some good dialogue, and my favorite dialogue is the, I don't know, I'm gonna call him the captain, where he's sitting there on the chair, and he's like, I know you guys been through a lot, but I would like to get out of this fucking chair. And like, that's just like, that was one of the big zingers for me in this one. But yeah, fun movie. I wasn't expecting it to be this great for me.
Nice. So an 8.3 coming out of James. Taryn, you want to go, or you want me to go?
Up to you, man.
All right, I'll take it over. So, yeah, no, I think that this movie doesn't just, we've talked a lot tonight about the practical effects and how important that was, but this movie stands on a lot more than just practical effects. If it just had practical effects that were really fun and interesting, this movie would have fell flat, I think. But they added just the whole kind of whodunit, the almost mystery type of element to it that James was kind of alluding to, and it was just, it brought this nice tension to the movie where you don't know who to trust. You're kind of, a lot of movies, you know, you're following a central character, and in this one, you know, kind of Kurt Russell, but there's a lot of times where you're just like, I don't even know if Kurt Russell isn't it. No one knows, and it really walks you through this film like in such a fun way where you're always guessing. And you know, other fun things to mention about this movie, like just the sound, just how gross and slimy the autopsies sounded. I think the acting was really good. There was no point where I was like, yeah, I'm like hyper aware that I'm watching people act. It felt pretty natural. The dialogue, the writing, the screenplay felt all very organic, and I did enjoy it. a couple of things maybe I wasn't as crazy about. We talked about the very intro scene with the spaceship kind of shooting in, a little bit cheesy. I think that the movie really would have been stronger without that. And even kind of, I don't know, making the spaceship later on out of like a lawnmower, a tractor, and a fucking helicopter scrap parts, like
Yeah,
was just like, okay, you have
about that.
a
They
full
smart,
ass spaceship that you made out of that.
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
trying to get out of here, bro.
yeah, the
These humans are wild.
1980s computer programming that they had, like of pictures. I don't know, a little cheesy, but granted, again, I don't want to be too nitpicky about that stuff. It's 1982. But overall, this movie stands on a lot of legs. It doesn't rely too heavily on one thing. The writing was good, the acting was good, the practical effects was good. The spider head, as James was doing, it's good, and it
stands on a lot of legs. That's
yeah. And it's fitting for our times now. Just with the darkness that we're going through collectively, as it's interesting to see it and to see a movie age so well that we could still bring up all of these topics today. So this movie is a solid 8.5, an 8.5.
Nice.
Solid 8.5 for me. Would I fumble? Could I fumble? Yeah. I mean, the dialogue is easy to follow. It's fun, and you'll have a good time either way. So yeah, I would say have a drink with this one. You'll have a good time. So
Nice.
that's where I'm at.
Okay, Taryn, before you start, I think we kind of dropped we didn't talk about the ending.
The ending was so good.
You really think so? Where they're like,
I was like,
how vague it is. It's just like perfect,
just like,
dude.
He's like, maybe we should just hang out here. I don't know. Like,
I mean, maybe I watched.
It was a little weird. I was just like,
I thought it was good, just how vague it was. It was like, you don't know. But I also watched a YouTube video that kind of skewed that as like a timeline of the virus going through everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like Childs was gone for so long, and then the way that Kurt Russell like asked him, I guess it's like, I think it was when he shares the drink with him. It's like he would never do that because you could spread it that way or some shit. I don't remember exactly what he said, but then like because Childs takes it, Kurt Russell just like laughs. He's like, "Fuck, it is like he is the thing or whatever." That's why he's like, "Let's just stay here and fucking die together," basically.
Kurt Russell or Childs is a thing too.
Supposedly, it's pretty open.
Okay, well, yeah. See, and that's like the thing is,
like, I haven't seen.
He's gone for a while, yeah. But
and that's what I was wondering. I was like, you guys are gonna let's just hang out here. You just go by the fire, dude. Hang out by a fire, dude. There's mad fires everywhere. They burn.
That's what I love too. Is like the scene where they had the scalpel and they were cutting everyone's thumb, and their disinfectant was wiping it on their jeans.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, you're literally gonna transfer that to everyone. You're using the same blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to Taryn.
Anyways,
there some other details with like some jacket that was, I don't know, whatever. Clothes getting ripped up, and there was cool shit.
Yeah.
I'll link it later, but okay. Would you fumble? In the words of James, if they're fumbling, you could fumble. Kurt Russell's drinking the whole fucking
all
time.
Over that movie.
Fuck it, dude. I couldn't follow it sober. That's the fun of it. Just drink.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, like James was saying, I've loved this movie for a long fucking time. Making him watch it back in the day. Like sci-fi horror is like my fucking shit, dude. Like that is my favorite genre of like anything. Like I love it so goddamn much. And then like I said, Kurt Russell is one of my favorite actors because he's in all these cool fucking movies. Yeah, dude. The acting, I loved the acting. Like just the banter between all the characters. Like each character felt so unique, and like they would talk shit back and forth. Like they were just so, they were just good characters, I thought. Let's see. Yeah, the like you guys are saying, the practical effects are fucking insane, dude. The dog splitting open. I always remember that from this movie, like the craziest fucking shit.
Yeah.
I guess gripes. The only thing is just the opening spaceship. Like that's the only thing that'd be like, take it out. Better movie. And oh man, so when we did Jurassic Park, I said that was my favorite movie that we had done so far, and this is my favorite movie that we've done so far, like easily, dude. This movie is so fucking cool, man. Like, it's just so masterfully done. Like, there's almost nothing wrong with it. Like, blow some minds. 9.5, baby. Let's go.
Ooh, yeah.
Love this shit, dude.
9.5 coming out of Terran.
Nice.
Bringing us to a collective 8.725. Not quite Fumbler Hall of Fame. I guess I thought Terran was going to go pretty high up there. And
Yeah, I knew he was. I knew it was.
you know, I didn't when I watched this one, I wasn't like, yeah, this is a Hall of Famer. But I mean, I loved it. It was good and it was fitting.
I mean, I picked.
And that's why I was so scared. I was like, I already know Taryn loves this movie, and I was like, I didn't like the movie when I first saw it, but we're seeing it again. Like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, we
I
didn't
was
go
ready
too
to
much.
shit on it once I saw that spaceship. I was like, this movie's whack.
Yeah, we didn't go too much into the
That scared me
like
too,
horror
honestly.
aspect. Like, I don't know how scary this movie was, you know, but it was entertaining and it was. So that was maybe why my score was a little bit.
Yeah,
lower. Yeah.
I like the suspense of not knowing who is who.
Right,
that kind of shit.
Yeah. So 8.725. We would love to know what you guys think about this film. Let us know. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Leave a comment on any of our socials: YouTube, Instagram, our Facebook page. Find all of those at filmfumblers.com. Next week, we are sticking with the spooky Halloween theme and are going to be reviewing Halloween, the 2007 remake directed by Rob Zombie. So tune in for that. That will be on October 10th, Saturday. Again, follow us. We usually go live around 9:30. Be sure you tune in a little early. We play marbles, which is you watch a marble roll down a hill, and if your marble wins, you pick our next movie. So make sure you're tuning into those. Yeah, anything else we got? I think that about does it for us. Stay tuned for the after show. Stick around if you're watching us live. But yeah, other than that, thanks so much for tuning in tonight, guys. Have a great night. Cheers.
Cheers.
See you.
Cheers.